Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Epworth Villa Art Room. This is a busy place, especially on Tuesday afternoons from about 2:30 to whenever all of these artists decide to stop working. But it's when we take some pictures along the walls and talk to some of our artists here, you'll understand we have some exquisite talent here in the art field. And of course we've got paintings, both oil paintings, and we've got watercolor paintings, we've got drawings, we've got just about everything. But the people who come here really do enjoy spending time, and it is certainly a creative hobby and talent. But the lady who has really gotten interest going in this art room is Doris Lawson. And Doris is, well, how long, Doris, have you been here in Epworth?
I've been here 5 years.
5 years, okay. And but you've been interested in art, I suppose, all of your life, haven't you?
Yes, yeah.
From an early age? Okay. Did you focus on that when you were going to school, or?
No, I didn't go to college.
Right.
It's like when I had time to go, I didn't have permission, and when I had permission, I didn't have time, so I'm kind of self-taught.
Well, what do you especially like? I mean, what medium do you especially like?
Well, the medium doesn't really matter. I like doing people, faces, and things.
Oh,
gesture.
okay. People.
Gesture.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that you have done here at the art room is made up these cards, which I
Yeah.
think are splendid. Can you show us a little
Yeah,
bit?
I was just cutting some today. We have these little black and white cards that people can come in and just take and color and do whatever they want to do with them. So they're on the wall there, and they're free.
Well, and they make up into cards, and
Yeah.
and they're great for people to color. But you know,
Yeah.
I've sent them to. Some of them are just make me laugh. Well, Doris, I'm going to refer to you as the queen of the art room, because it seems to me, you know, and I've been here a long time, that you really did interest in a lot of people to, you know, start coming to the art room, and it really is busy. And Bill Elliott, could Bill, you show your face around here? Could you come,
Yeah, he's our
come around
star.
and stand behind Doris, or have a chair? Yeah, Bill has. You just started doing art.
Doris taught me everything I ever wanted
That's
to
what he
know
tells
about
everybody.
art.
Well,
I didn't do any art until I moved here to Epworth.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm calling her the queen, because you really have.
Excellent teacher.
So do we have something that you are working for?
There's one I did a few years ago.
Oh, you did that here.
Right.
Yeah.
He does one about
So
every week. He comes in, he knows what he wants to do. He brings us
oil
surprises.
is what, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. So how has this, what has this done in your life? I guess that's not even, but I can
filled
tell
up-
that it makes you happy.
I filled up my apartment with artwork, and it makes me happy. So,
Okay.
yeah, and I'm able to give it away too, and that's really special to be able
Yeah, of course.
to gift people things
It
that I've done.
is. It is, yeah. So, and you've been here how long?
5 years.
And would you say you've been working in about 4 years?
As soon as I moved in,
Really?
Doris started teaching me how to
Yeah.
paint, and we do.
Got you interested right away.
Right,
And you spend a lot of your Tuesdays right here.
right
Oh.
here.
Right.
Yeah.
Wouldn't miss
Okay.
it.
Okay. With the oil or?
I do acrylic and watercolor primarily.
Oh,
I do
do
a
you?
little bit of oil, but I do that at home because we really don't have a facility for cleaning
Yeah.
brushes here inside.
Is that right? You can
Yes,
clean.
ma'am.
Let's talk a little bit to Kurt, shall we? Kurt, you're relatively newcomer to Epworth.
Moved here in August of last year into a cottage.
Wait, and you're working on, are you doing oil?
No, this is a watercolor. My favorite and what I'm most skilled at would be oil paints. And then I do a lot of pencil drawing. But I've dabbled in almost all the mediums.
So this is not new
Endeavor, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm here though, is it's her enthusiasm. She
Right.
wouldn't have to sell a thing, just watching her paint and her love of art, that's what hooked me on it.
Yeah.
I have a degree in it, but
Oh, you do have
I
a,
really like what she does.
oh, as a profession, were you involved?
I was a commercial artist for 10 years and then moved into management at Conoco for the last 20 years of my career. Graphic arts, yeah.
Well, I
And
really like
painting was a hobby for many years and I still
it.
consider
You wanna
it a
flip that
hobby.
over so we can see it, because it's.
Well, I'm not a watercolorist, I'm trying to teach myself to be a
Oh,
watercolorist.
yeah,
And
that-
this still is kind of tight like I would do with oils.
yeah,
I'm trying to loosen up, and I've actually made 2. And after I finish on this one, I will start doing the same thing again.
Really?
And try to loosen
so
up.
this one
and-
is a practice and one.
Yeah.
So loosen up, is that an artistic
Well,
term?
it's an artistic term for me.
Oh, I see,
Be
okay.
more spontaneous, let the paints flow and do their own thing. Where in oil painting, you can fix mistakes and do that. Watercolor, you can't fix mistakes. So the key is try not to make them, and that's hard. That's really,
Okay, so spontaneity, is that another art term?
that's a good art term,
What,
yes.
what other words would you, is there some other nomenclature that?
Yeah, I don't know if off the top of my head what I would say other than it's a very enjoyable pastime. It was I actually made a living at it for about 10 years.
Yeah,
And I always
And
had
where
a
was
hope
this?
to get back to it, and that's
Sure.
what I'm doing now.
well, that's great. Yeah, I'm glad you're here, and, are you do the folks up, or do you help each other?
Oh,
As
yes.
far as,
And Kirk coming here has been just a boost. I mean, it's just wonderful. We ask him questions and get advice and, it's
No
wonderful.
more boost than the other people. We all feed off of each other
Yes.
in terms
Yeah.
of creativity. And Sonia isn't here, but those 2
Yeah.
are hers. She did some abstract right there.
Yeah. She wants-
Everybody has fun.
nobody in here is, I don't see a board big enough where everybody is throwing paints on the
There's
board.
several
I
times
would
we've.
like
Oh, what do you
That's
do?
what I feel like I'm doing.
Okay, well, Mr. Hensley, what are you working on?
Well, I'm trying to recreate this picture,
Oh.
which is just kind of a nighttime picture with a moon.
Yeah.
Does that, where,
that's
when did you, well, of course you took that, it's on your phone.
No, I just found it on the internet and thought that'd be the one I wanted to start with.
He came in, he knew what he wanted to paint. He was able to mix the paint to the right color.
Really?
I'm just really thrilled,
And I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just,
But you're doing.
He's starting, yeah.
You're doing.
I paint kind of like I play music. I play it by ear.
Well, you are you're the newest of
Yes.
the artists.
A little
in
over
this
2
room.
months.
2 months already? Have you been here 2 months?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Well, that looks like the solar eclipse coming up here relatively soon. But what kind of a background? You just gonna put a black background on that? Have you got a background done already? Okay, all right. Yep.
I'm still playing with it. So.
Now, do your artists bring their own materials with them?
A lot do, but we have quite a few supplies here that people have donated.
John back here, he's relatively new to Epworth. He's a up and coming artist.
Okay.
He's kind of just watching today to see whether, and looking over some things to see whether he wants to get. So that would be another.
Yeah.
But he has an awful lot of art in his apartment.
Oh, okay.
He's
great.
He's an art
Collector.
connoisseur of other people's paintings.
I know what I like.
Oh,
No,
that's,
it
that's
is what he
the
wants.
biggest thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has a lot of Indian art in his
Okay.
his apartment. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, and Sherry, you have been doing art for a long
A
time.
long time. Mostly watercolor.
Well,
Yeah.
can you show us one of yours, I know we have some on the wall outside. We
Yes.
not only have art in here, but we have an awful lot of art out in the walls surrounding the art room.
This was created on a 300-pound watercolor paper, which is real heavy. We usually use 140-pound for most things. Anyway, I splattered paint on it. And then we decided to see what kind of came out of that. So we had some negative painting here. These flowers were just there. And so we painted dark around there, and it makes the lighter part pop out. So anyway, there were a few things that, like here's some negative painting as well. Painting around this lighter area. And some of these were, just came out of what was there. It was just a really interesting process.
Now, Sherry, did you do that while here or before you?
No, I did that, let's see, we were living in Houston, I guess, when I did that. But I'm putting 2 paintings, new watercolors into the art fair that's coming up next month. This is an acrylic, it's from a picture that I took, and I just really loved it, so anyway, that was,
Pretty colors.
and then this is another watercolor that Doris tells me I'm finished with it, but I'm not sure about that.
Well, you're very talented,
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Sherry. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, and Sonia has been working in the art room for a long time. Come on in. Do you have something to show us? You've done some
I've done
abstracts.
Yeah, well, lately I've done really, or last year one for my granddaughter,
So we,
Yeah.
and that was a really black and white
Yeah.
abstract, the large
A big one.
thing.
Yeah.
I like to get into the abstract,
Yeah.
and so far I have been busy, with the coming up art show.
Talk
that
about
is
that.
end of-
Talk about the art show coming up.
Yeah, that is coming up end of April, the last week in April, starting with the 21st on Monday, and then they will bring the artwork in end of April for the show.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the new ones, and then we will fill it up until about 30-35 people, what we normally have, with the ones that we had over the years, and we will have some repeats and some new works. So that will be the whole week from the 21st till the 26th, end of April. We do that every 2 years.
And
And this is the 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, the
16?
5th time.
was it?
We started in
2016?
2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well-
So that will be the 5th time, and it's always very
Yeah.
popular, and
And it's a
lot of people
wonderful,
are coming in.
it really is a wonderful
A
thing.
variety of everything.
Dee, I'm glad you came into the art room. We've just had, this has been kind of interesting because we've had several people who are just, meandering into the art room. But you are working on something quite different.
But I do crafts.
Yes?
And I have done many pieces of ceramics.
Oh, ceramics. Okay.
I painted all kinds of things. This was one of the most recent things that I
Okay.
did. And
Now, where do you get, what, is it a ceramic piece?
yes, I buy it in bisque, and
Okay.
then I paint with acrylics.
Okay.
And there's a lot of detail in the pieces, and you have to just determine the colors you want. And I have a lot of paints that I've used over the years. But
Did you do that up here in the art room?
I did.
Now, you have something else here that's quite
Yes.
unique.
Yes, ma'am. A few years ago, in the early '60s, I made a tree out of jewelry, old jewelry. my daughter decided she liked it to keep, so I made myself another one. But then I decided I use jewelry that I just take apart, and I use the glue gun, sometimes just pins, and just fill in the piece. And I did this just out of fun. I've never done one like this, mostly.
I just
It's been a wonderful interview. Thanks for joining us.